Please remember to like, subscribe and comment, as we love to hear back from our viewers. Also, if you enjoy our videos, please consider becoming a patron of our show through Patreon and or GoFundMe. Links are listed below the video in the description. From the deepest, darkest recesses of Dangerous Nerds headquarters, Keith Moncrief and Gary Kissel.
Episode 78.
Getting close, getting close.
Here's a big question. Do you guys want us to do anything special for episode 80, episode 90, or dare I say it, episode 100? Let us know. Speak to us in the comments below, and remember to always click subscribe.
Comment. Let us know what you think. Because we love you guys, and that's where you show you love us back. Yeah. So, as you can hear, video games are going on because we're here at 1984 in Springfield. It's our new digs for shooting the show, and I think it's great. I love that Chris is letting us be here, and on top of that, being a part of it. And of course, this is 1984. It is an amazing arcade in Springfield, Missouri, and a sister one in Branson, Missouri. Huge arcade that caters to the 1980s. They love the 80s. Chris is our age, so we have that shared past of loving things from the late 70s and early 80s. And they got great video games here. They got Dig Dug, Galaga, Tron. What's that? Galaxian, that's right. We got Star Wars. What did you say?
Joust.
Oh, Joust.
What?
I'm going to ride an ostrich.
That's right.
And poop eggs.
What is the problem with that?
They got Dig Dug. They got some classic games from the 80s that maybe you don't even remember. Downtown, Springfield, Missouri, and Branson, Missouri. 1984. If you've never been here, you need to come. It's where it just, first of all, Springfield is an amazing place. It is the home of the first gunfight of the Old West. You remember that one?
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember who it was?
Wild Bill?
Wild Bill Hickok on the town square. He was at one corner, and I forget the guy's name, started a fight with him over his dad's watch, and he made a big deal out of it, and basically threatened Hickok.
Oh, man.
And basically said, the next time I see you, I'm going to shoot you. So they happened to be out on the square at the same time, right here in Springfield, Missouri, and had the very first gunfight ever in the Old West. And Hickok killed that dude from about 50 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, between 50 and 70 yards. It's a big square, and Hickok had that long barrel, man. He had like a 6-inch, 7-inch barrel, and flattened that guy right next to his horse.
Second reason why you should know Springfield, Missouri, is because this is the actual original home of Route 66. It's
the first Route 66 Steak and Shake. It's still open. It's never been remodeled. It has the original look. It's amazing. I love going there. No drive-through. They have pull up and go to the window, just like the old days.
And of course, hometown boy made good, Brad Pitt.
And his little brother, Doug Pitt, still lives here. Because, we talked about that before. I've done work for both of them.
Doug's awesome.
Weirdest thing is, over the years, running into two of his exes before they were exes. So I ran into Jennifer Aniston many years ago grocery shopping, and then I was at the mall shopping and ran into the crazy one, Angelina Jolie. She wasn't crazy at the mall, she was just shopping.
Basically, as soon as you ran into them, they became exes.
Yes, it's me. I ruined Brad Pitt's marriages. It's true. So what we're going to talk about today, I guess, is...
Well, look, we're going to go into the whole major thing with Warner Brothers casting or deciding to go ahead and cast Robert Pattinson as Batman. Bruce Wayne.
Again, I have seen posts from a lot of my friends. Like, I don't want that guy. He's just a twinkly little rainbow unicorn. It's like, man, don't blame me because you watched that movie.
Right?
You know, you watched that movie. I never watched him, so I don't have that prejudice against him. I've only seen him in the Cronenberg movie. What was that called? I can't remember.
Well, you also saw
Megalopolis or something.
Yeah, but also in Harry Potter, he's Cedric Diggory.
That's right. I saw him in that, and I also saw him in that movie, The Drover, with Guy Pearce. Not the greatest post-apocalyptic film, but it's a good film. It's a very simple film, a very simple storyline. And you don't find out the character's motivation until literally the end of the film. And you find out why Guy Pearce was doing what he did. And it was a precursor to John Wick, and that's all I'm going to say. And but anyway, Robert Pattinson, I think, I think he's a good-looking guy. He's the right age because Warner wants to, as we've talked about before, they want somebody who's going to be able to stay with the franchise for at least a decade. So he's at that right age. What is he, 34, 35 now?
Yeah.
You know, so he'll be into his 40s by the time they're done with the franchise. And he may still be able to do some stuff, especially if they want to start working on the older Batman kind of stories. I would love to eventually see the Batman Beyond get done. But my dream was to have Michael Keaton involved with that.
Yeah. I think if it were going to happen, it should already be something that they're considering right now. Because if you wait any longer, it's not going to go very well.
No. So, I mean, it's sort of like, I want to make a movie about the future, and then you wait till it's the future. I want to make that movie about well, it's not the future anymore. It's now the present.
Still waiting for my flying car, but I'm not.
Yeah. Thanks, Blade Runner.
Still waiting on that one.
Where are replicants? Anyway, so Robert Pattinson, do we both give him a thumbs up?
I think we do.
There we go.
Because look, seriously,
2 thumbs up.
We don't know what this movie, the Batman, is actually going to be like. We've heard different people talk about what they're expecting, but we have no idea.
We know what Matt Reeves has said in one thing, that
Yes.
he wants to make a detective Batman.
Which there's nothing against that.
I'm all for it because that's the 70s Batman. And that was some of the best. And Graham Nolan backs me up on this. Rick Stassi, all my comic book artist buddies that work for DC on Batman, all of them agree with me. The 70s was the best version of the comic book Batman.
1969 to 1976, to me, is the perfect period for Batman.
Because that was, what's his name, Neil Adams.
Yeah.
As artist, that had the best looking Batman. He had the little sports car Batmobile that looked
But
stealthy.
the important thing is you had all of the stuff written by Missouri's own Neil Adams, baby. Neil Adams.
It's good stuff, man.
It's really good
And
stuff.
if you're on DCU, the DC universe.
Did I say Neil Adams? I should say Denny O'Neil.
Yeah, Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams was the artist. When you go and read that,
Yeah.
you can, because they're all available. The entire Batman, all DC comic catalog is available on the DC universe now. You can go on there and they're all available. You can read them electronically right from their what is it called? Streaming service.
Yeah, DC Universe streaming service. Look, Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams, the perfect two people. In fact, that entire decade of their work was some of the best stuff because they not only did Batman, they did, in my opinion, the best version of Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and the best version of Green Arrow, and the best version of Deadman. I mean, those guys were the team.
Now, there was another team working at the same time, and of course I meant to bring this up when we talked about Swamp Thing,
Yeah.
was Bernie Wrightson. And it was, who was the writer on that? Who was the writer on Swamp Thing? I just forgot his name. Crud. Anyway, the original Swamp Thing comic was one of the best comics, and it's the first comic I ever bought. with my own money that I got from doing chores. I got paid. I went and I bought issue number 7 of Swamp Thing, which is a great comic for 2 reasons. It's the crossover with Batman, and it had a cuss word in it, which blew my mind as a kid. And it had the comics code. It has the comics code thing on it. I'm like, they cussed, because Batman on page 18, you can check on this one, page 18 says, damn. And that got through the comics code. So stick that in your britches and smoke it. And of course we lost Bernie Wrightson, and he's still one of my favorite artists. But Batman in that period, because that Batman that was in there is still the same Batman that appears in what we were just talking about. And Matt Reeves said that he wants to do a more detective version of Batman, where he's actually sleuthing and sneaking around trying to find stuff. That's the 70s, man. That's 70s Batman. Not the Super Friends Batman, but the actual comic book iteration. So, once again, we both give thumbs up. Robert Pattinson, I think he'll be fine. I can't see him messing up the role. And I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to eat crow over this.
Yeah.
I've been real negative about it.
He's not going to screw this up, people. And look at it this way. I personally think, I can't speak for you, but I personally think that the reason why they waited so long to say anything is they've been allowing Robert Pattinson time to work out, get himself in shape. I think they've known they were going to go with him for the last 6 months, and that's just enough time.
Yeah, somebody threw out that Stout or whatever that guy's name is. That guy's too boyish.
And if you
be
want
a good Robin,
6 months. 6 months, you can do wonders. Just look at what Christopher Reeve had when he auditioned for Superman versus when he actually came into film the first scenes. Trust me, you can do a lot in 6 months, especially if you have a really good trainer.
Look what Zachary Levi did, man. He shut us up. Remember, a bunch of us, myself included, got kind of snotty about him playing Shazam, Captain Marvel.
And take a look at
he nailed it.
Henry Cavill prior to getting Man of Steel.
And once again, going back to the 80s, we did the same thing with Michael Keaton. And even further back, if the internet or fan base existed the way it does now, we would have ripped Christopher Reeve apart.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was a skinny dude.
Twig.
And he worked, Dave Prowse, Darth Vader fame, worked him out. And on top of that, despite denying it, he did do steroids to help beef up quicker.
And of course, Ben Affleck. Dude, look, Batman v Superman, no matter what you may have thought of it,
that was a great Batman.
He worked himself out like to get
best
that
Batman costume too. And don't get me wrong, I like Chris Nolan's Batman, but that felt more like a Batman costume than I've seen in over a decade.
Because you saw him really working out and getting his body in shape. Because you'd have to work against Superman. Seriously, I mean, you'd have to be ready physically and mentally. But again, good luck to you, Ben. I really do wish you well in the future. And to Robert Pattinson, welcome aboard. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do.
Yay! So with that, we'll move on to. Let's go to this note here.
Yeah.
Because Screen Rant. I'm off and on with them because when it comes to news, they're usually pretty spot on. But when it comes to opinion, they are just the biggest gaping shithole in the world. I hate their opinion on everything. They've got just the worst human beings that work there. But when it comes to passing along information, they're usually pretty good about it.
Yeah.
But they really effed up with this because they're saying that they posted a video today with no question mark. It just said Deadpool to introduce Spider-Man Far From Home to introduce Deadpool to the MCU. And I'm like, wait, what? So I shared it with him, and he watched it with me, and both of us immediately right off the top, this is rumors.
Yeah.
This is rumors. They're partaking in rumors. Stop it.
I mean,
stop it.
Again.
It's not a tumor.
you're going to spend money to film a scene with Deadpool, to insert it into a movie that's now about a month away, and if you actually are trying to say that they actually filmed it last year, that's before even Disney bought Fox, which meant that Fox...
That's bullshit.
They can sue them.
It's absolute bullshit.
So either way you go on, and again, this does not sound like something that Kevin Feige would do. And Sony's not going to sign off on this because Deadpool belongs to Disney. Why would you want to? This does not pass the smell test.
And on top of that, because what Keith is talking around is the fact that the deal between Sony and Disney is coming to an end with this movie. And I think it was Screen Rant again started talking about, how Marvel, the MCU might get control of Spider-Man because of the end of their agreement. It's like, no. Sony owns Spider-Man. Sony owns Venom, Spider-Man, and the other villains from the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, they have the right to make as many movies with all those characters.
They don't have to keep sharing with the MCU.
That's right.
And I'm going to tell you right now,
they're not.
We agree on this wholeheartedly. We highly doubt they're going to continue. And the reason why is because they get greedy.
Yeah. I mean, between Venom and it's a surprise success. And Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse winning an Academy Award, Sony's not going to give up on that.
No. And Venom is a prime example of why they're not going to play ball with the MCU. Because they could have brought that into the Marvel Universe, but they got greedy and they kept it to themselves. That's not an accident. That was a tactical decision by Sony. So, and if you go back to reading some of those emails from the email hack, you'll find out how they really think. These companies are all about self-preservation, self-reliance, and self-financial gain.
If you try to look at everything as if, well, it's all Marvel, so thus it's only going to work one way, you really don't understand how business works. Remember, this is one of my favorite people to follow is Robert Meyer Burnett, and he has an excellent saying. It's not called show friends, it's called show business.
And this is a great example of why I think and feel that Screen Rant is populated by fucking idiots. Is that this guy who put this whole thing together, or people that put this whole thing together, didn't even consider that. They don't consider the fact that, why would Disney do that? Why would, do you think they're just going to go, oh yeah, we're friends, go ahead, use Deadpool. Yeah, let's we're not worried about what benefits us. You go right ahead. Screen Rant, you guys are idiots. Seriously.
If you're going to do drugs like that, share with everyone.
Yeah.
Bring some for the entire class.
And now, I guess we'll move to the next thing, the last thing of the day, which is we're going to talk about Brad Dourif's comments on Child's Play, which I did not read them, so I'm assuming you read his comments, right?
No, I didn't get a chance to read his comments. I was just reporting.
Well, let's pull them up.
Let's just do that.
So, that's dead.
Oh, well, I will get it.
So, I guess, one of the other things we can talk about is how loud it is. Because there's a lot of video games being played in the background. This is a very popular arcade in Springfield, Missouri. And if you're wondering why it sounds so chaotic and crazy, it's because there are families back here having fun, friends, just hanging out and playing video games. And if you're in Springfield or Branson, visit 1984. It's an amazing arcade.
And say hello to Chris when you get there.
Yes. Chris is a good friend of ours. And we're grateful to him letting us use the Ghostbuster room to shoot the show. Even though it really does get loud. So, what else can we talk about while we look that up?
Well, we could talk about
Oh, I'll refute the Candyman news as being a misquote that said that Tony Todd had said that he was involved with the film and that he was going to be in the new Jordan Peele Candyman film. And of course, Tony Todd shot that down. Tony Todd said, no, that is not true. That's a misquote. They talked, and that was it. There's no agreement or nothing. So I'm not excited about this film to begin with, and if Tony Todd's not involved with it, I'm even less interested. So that's my opinion on that. And of course, going to another property that's getting brought up, both to television and into cinema in different versions. We have Child's Play come to theaters with its new sci-fi horror interpretation, which, as interesting as the concept sounds, look, if you're going to reboot something, try to reboot it. If you're going to completely change it, then make your own fucking movie. And stop slapping on somebody else's intellectual property onto it. If it's not going to have the witchcraft and stuff like that, or having the transfer of a human's mind into the body of this plastic doll to wreak hell on this young family, then if it's just going to be a robot version of the HAL 9000, then that's a completely different thematic story. It's a different plot. Make it your own. But you got to slap Child's Play onto it. So, people, I know a few of my friends are excited about seeing this film. People I respect. I look at it and I go, I don't agree. I don't agree with you at all. I think that if you were to remake Tarzan and make him Hulk and living in a city and swinging from building to building and referring to the jungle as the city, I would just laugh. I would go, okay. Even though I think that would be clever and funny in some way, no, that's not Tarzan.
That's Spider-Man with a little jungle wooey.
With a yodel.
Oh!
So you looked at the quote?
Yes.
All right, let's hear what he had to say.
Basically, Brad Dourif was commenting on Don Mancini's Child's Play television series for sci-fi.
The one that's still coming out.
Yeah.
Now, is that the one that which one has Mark Hamill?
That's the Child's Play movie.
So is Brad Dourif doing the voice for the series?
Yes, he is involved with the television series.
I'm in.
He's been working with Don Mancini. It's his idea. It's his baby. He's been the head guy for all the different versions that they've had. And what Brad Dourif was saying was that, to quell the fans a little bit, he was saying that this television series is going to be close in tone, extremely close in tone to the first two movies. So if you enjoyed the first two films, you're going to like this series.
Yay.
It is consistent with the mythology of the first two movies.
Now, he's also playing the villain in it, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Right.
And that it's a whole new story, though, okay?
I just looked at my cards, closed them up, threw them down, and said, I'm all in.
And
there's my chips.
Basically, also in the article, it talks about how the door has been left open for both Jennifer Tilly and Fiona Dourif to actually appear in this series.
Fiona Dourif is so adorable. I love her.
There you go.
She was on Dirk Gently's Holistic.
Yeah.
She was so good in that series.
She was good in that. And again, if you've never seen Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency,
they got 2 seasons.
2 seasons. Check it out, because it is the most outrageously cool idea for a television show, and an adaptation, really, television show I have ever seen personally. And note to...
I was sad when it didn't get approved for a 3rd season.
No, BBC America, what? But here's the thing. I think Netflix...
But they hired Chris Chibnall to take over Doctor Who.
I think either Netflix or Amazon should pick up Dirk Gently and do this. because you've got a great cast and a great story that they've started.
I'd love to see it continue.
At least another 3 seasons.
Because it's got Frodo.
Yeah.
What's
Great
his
show.
name?
Great show.
What's his name? The actor that played Frodo. He was in the Dog series too. The human guy playing a dog.
Yeah.
On FX. He's really a very good actor. My son was not a big fan of his, but I've always been a fan of his ever since he did that movie with Macaulay Culkin about the good son.
Yeah.
I like that. I liked it. It's a good thriller.
Well, the show is fun. It is unique. Each season is its own brand of story arc. It is its own brand of weirdness, and you really have to watch the entire season and let it play out because it is so worth your time.
Amen.
But Elijah Wood is good in it.
Elijah, that's his name. Elijah Wood.
Samuel Barnett, who plays Dirk Gently, is really good in it. Everybody's just good.
Yeah, Dura, she's just cute. She's wicked and cool and cute.
Fun.
Just, you like her.
Fun.
She's got that weird quirkiness and those big eyes.
Yeah.
There she is. She's just such a good actress. And she's got her dad's skills as an actor. Really does. I've actually been a fan of his since the movie Ragtime.
Mm-hmm.
He had a small part, but it was a good part, and it was Jimmy Cagney's last movie. And he's the guy held up in the house that's the cops are trying to talk down and bring out, and he ends up dying at the end. It's just a really good film. And Jimmy Cagney went out on top, in my opinion. Came out of retirement to do one film before dying.
Yep. See, if you've never seen Ragtime, that's your assignment. Watch Ragtime.
Good film. Good film. Now, back to the show. Basically, I'm excited about this because if it stays in the family of the movies, because I've seen all the movies all the way up until Bride.
Yeah.
And I wasn't interested in watching that. I don't know why. I love Jennifer Tilly. But it turned me off. My personal favorite was the military school one. That was the second one.
Yeah, that was the second one.
And I absolutely love that freaking movie.
Yeah, well then look, if you like the first 2 films again, you're going to love what they're doing for this Sci-Fi Channel series.
Outstanding. I'm all in.
So, I guess that's it.
All right. Just sit and stare at the camera. Anyway, guys, that's Keith.
That's Gerry.
This is Pop Culture Minefield from 1984 in Springfield, Missouri. Hey, man, don't forget to subscribe, like us. Hey, we've got T-shirts, hoodies, and leggies available now. We're going to have some more stuff available through the store. Please buy the merchandise because it looks really cool on you. We're going to also be working on a new contest to help boost the show because we want to get more people watching this. And because, like, if we go on Facebook, a lot of people watch us whenever we're on Facebook. YouTube, for some reason, we're just not getting the viewership, but we're not giving up. And I've got some ideas, and we're probably going to try to broadcast on Facebook Live, recording the shows, and then rebroadcast them on YouTube. And I think that would be the way to go. Yeah? Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right, but anyway, thanks, guys. Y'all come back now. Yeah? Yeah.